Look, I mean, I would characterize this as a small victory in a dark environment. I mean, investors were expecting, call it another 1 to 2 billion further miss on iPhones. And if you look at the services business, that's the Rock of Gibraltar right now for Apple. Combine that with China, this is, in my opinion, better than feared. And I think not giving guidance is prudent, and I think many investors were not expecting that. So obviously we have to see the call. But net, I'd call this better than feared with China and services, I think, the key focus points.
What about the boost to the dividend and the buyback?
Well, I'd say right here, many investors going into this were thinking they were going to pause the buyback, just given some of the political and PR pressures. And I think that they're continuing that. That's something that's going to be positive for the stock, because that was a fear out there that they'd have to maybe put a pause and freeze that buyback. You combine this all in this dark environment. I mean, investors were really expecting a Friday the 13th type of quarter, and you didn't really get that. And you got to give them credit relative to what they're doing in just an unprecedented environment.
Ross Gerber is also joining us now as well. Ross, what's your take on this? Clearly an outperformer relative to the S&P 500 coming into this and moving higher on the news.
Well, I think I think Dan is also right. I think they did much better than I expected in China in Q1 because, boy, that could have been hard for them. And actually, their iPhone numbers weren't as bad as I thought because, honestly, I thought who would buy an iPhone in China and the U.S. right now? It seems like the last thing you're worried about. And to their credit, they had moved into services. But once again, I agree with Dan. I just don't think their strategy was that effective. And, boy, if they would have had a great streaming service, Apple could have gone to the next level right now, but instead it's acting a bit more like a really solid barge. And Tim is a great pilot of the barge, and he's done a great job navigating the waters. But this is a slow growth, value type stock that we'll own for a long time. But I just don't see the innovation there, and I think it's great in this kind of market to own. But I think longer term, I still question, like, where does Apple go from here?